It's almost time of the autumn equinox here in South Australia, and as such I thought I might share a passage from Dancing the Sacred Wheel, Journey Through the Southern Sabbats, which was my first book, published in this edition in 2012, while this is the current edition. Let us begin. As the sun enters the sign of Pisces, those of us in the Southern Hemsphere find ourselves at the time of equilibrium once again, when the hours of light and darkness are equal. At the spring equinox, the energy is manifesting before action. Now here at the autumn equinox, it is repose after action. We can take satisfaction in the work undertaken during the warmer months and reap the benefits. Daylight savings is about to end, and with it the realization that summer is well and truly over. It is now time to make preparations for the colder winter months if we haven't already done so. In the northwestern sky, Taurus the bull is starting to set, with the Pleiades the first to go from sight. The Milky Way arches from the northwest to the northeast across the sky, and higher up and a little to the south, Orion the hunter and his two dogs, Canis Minor and Canis Major, make a spectacular sight as they dominate the western horizon. Virgo the young maiden is coming up in the northeast with its bright star, Spectre, and Libra the scales are just starting to rise. In the south, roughly 8 o'clock, the pointers are pushing the Southern Cross up in the sky in the southeast. The Kaurna people of the Adelaide Plains note the arrival of the star Pana in the sky near the moon, for this marks the arrival of autumn and the time for building waterproof houses as the rains are about to arrive. To the Ngarrindjeri people, and these are the people who live at the Murray mouth, it's called the Curong, the far distant dull star of Marangani, the crow, marks the end of his journey by arriving at the river that we know today as the Murray, heralding the season of the roaring gales from the west. And in contemporary witchcraft, could the Sabbaths basically focus on the journey of the god. The god begins to change his appearance once more, aging with the seasons, from the sun king at the summer solstice and the corn or grain god at Lunasa. He now takes on the guise of the lord of the vine, representing the second harvest, that of grape and fruit. This Sabbath is effectively his last dance upon the earth, before he descends completely into the underworld, where he will take up his role as the dread Lord of Shadows, before being reborn once again at the winter solstice. Until that time arrives, there is a call for celebration and wild abandonment. The ancient Greeks called him Dionysus, and to the Romans he was Bacchus, the god of not only wine but also music and dance, and also ecstasy. And as he calls us to his dance, the god's presence becomes more shadowy as he is drawn to the call of the underworld. This call can be heard in each sigh of the wind through the trees, and if we are quick, we can glance him in the shades of the early dusk. He leads us to those hidden inward places of our souls and invites us to explore. The goddess, in full knowledge that her beloved will soon be leaving her side for his journey into the underworld, is preparing for her own departure. She too will take on another guise, one of great knowledge and wisdom, when she changes into the wise crone. She has seen life and death, and therefore fully knows this ancient mystery. Just as earth now lies fallow for the return of the fertile season of Imbolc, she also now waits until she returns once again as the maiden. In the meantime, she prepares herself for her own journey into the underworld, where she will meet the dreaded Lord of Shadows, face to face. I hope your autumn equinox celebrations are bountiful. We are at this time of balance. It's a good time to sort of take a little bit of reflection as to what you have harvested and what hasn't succeeded, and what seeds you need to plant or actions you need to start putting into place during the next couple of months. It's also time to just rest. The autumn equinox is a celebration knowing that the harvest has been gathered in. The next harvest festival at Samhain is one of blood or sacrifice. So in ancient times, or when they were more tilling the land, this is the last food harvest, so to speak, from the land, of the crops. And so this is another reason for the celebration. Whatever you do, I hope it's a joyous one. And if you've been watching this from the Northern Hemisphere, you're coming up to the spring equinox. Again, a time of balance, as the energy begins to build, and you're about to spring forth into the warmer months. Blessings.